One of the things that helps you get a world record is when you do something that nobody would even think to do. Like, why would I do that?
It is so nice to be sitting down with you in this beautiful historic venue.
This place is amazing. I got chills right here.
I know,
honestly.
right? It's so special. I know both of us are just going to start zoning off and looking at these photos.
Yeah, if
while
we
we
zone
talk.
out at any point during the interview, I might go, well, that's Robert Plant. Yeah. I might do that once or twice.
And there's Dolly Parton and so many legends, including you.
Well, that's very kind. I think I played a legend more than I am one. Deacon was one for sure.
How is life since Nashville?
It's fine, actually. I didn't know. I'd never been on a series for this many years.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been on Whose Line Is It Anyway? I was on that a number of years, but that I was sort of like a guest star. I was always in that fourth chair. I'd never had 6 seasons of anything. So as we were approaching, I'm like, how's this going to be? Am I going to be all right after this?
Am I going to make it?
Yeah, exactly. But honestly, what really made it all right is I feel like we got closure. We would drop from ABC after 4 seasons. I didn't feel any closure right then.
Right.
We felt like there were more stories to tell, more songs to be sung. God bless them, CMT picked us up, gave us 2 more seasons, and something else they gave us is that last season, they let us know that it would be our last season. So that meant that not only did we as actors and the crew all get to sort of be kind to each other and really know what it was. Yeah, we got to cherish every episode in that last season. But also on top of that, the writers got to know that they were writing towards the end. So that the final episode was intentionally a final episode. And that was the closure I'm talking about. It just felt special, it felt right. And I felt like they brought Deacon from where I started as this character to where I ended up was miles and miles and a whole lot of heartbreak, but a whole lot of great music and a whole lot of, love, family and friends, and so it felt like the time.
Yeah.
And there's no underestimating what that does in terms of letting you walk away. For us, they were never just storylines. If you think it's, oh, this happens to Deacon, let's read that scene. What you quickly find out, especially in the age of social media, is these aren't storylines, these are people's lives. People would walk up to me and talk about somebody in their family that had an addiction. They'd come up and talk about a family member that was going through cancer at that point, or end-of-life issues. And then the hardest one of all is when Deacon lost Raina, and nobody liked that, including
I mean, it makes me sad just thinking about it,
Yeah, and it was hard, it was very hard. It's hard, first of all, to lose your bang-on center lead of a show, especially somebody as incredibly charismatic, as beautiful as Connie Britton, intelligent. Also, she's just such a great actress. So that's hard enough. But then, even for my character, Raina was sort of the gasoline that Deacon ran on. So
very well put.
It was immediately like, what's going to happen here? But I quickly realized that, oh, I get it. This is like all those other things. There are so many people right now going through this. There are people that are having to continue on in life without the one that they thought would always be there. So then it just becomes about doing it justice and maybe doing something that could be cathartic for somebody else or meaningful to somebody else, and try to be as honest about it as we can.
Look, you made me tear up. That's so sweet. Yes, because it's so true. I love that. When you look back on that, what do you think are some things that will stand out and be with you forever?
It's really hard to encompass the whole thing. You talk about I'll get a little weepy if I do it too long. This show changed my life on every level. I've been an actor for a long time, had some great roles, some great shows, The Office, Big Love, ER, wonderful things that I got to do, and then all of a sudden this thing came. And my wife has said before that if I had taken like a legal pad and just started to write everything I wanted in a show, I wouldn't have thought to put half of these things on it. I started out in music. In college, I was in a band. But I never stopped songwriting or playing on my own, and I would perform sometimes, but this brought it to life. And I think the things that most hit me are the fact that I played my 104th performance on the Grand Ole Opry.
Wow.
And that blows my mind. I can't even wrap my head around that. My dad raised me up knowing not just beauty of country music, but also the importance, the centrality, if you will, of the Opry, how...
That's a big deal.
Yeah, so that's a big deal.
I want to throw this out there. You were recently awarded a Guinness Book of World Record.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, that world record is completely unexpected, first of all. And second of all, it completely comes from being on the show Nashville. Music was my first love. Songwriting, I never left it, but it wasn't until Nashville sort of kicked open all these doors wide that I was able to go to that town and meet all these incredible co-writers, musicians, and producers, So about 4 years in, I had been mostly focusing on trying to be deacon as well as I could. I knew that was the priority, dance with who brung you. But I'd been writing it all. So I finally said, maybe I'll do an album. That's like 10 songs, 12 songs. And finally I just decided that being the year it is and the way the world works, why don't I just start putting out some singles and see how many I can put out. So I went out, stood in a little creek, held my phone up and promised to put out as many singles weekly as I could in a row. And I thought maybe I'd get to like 20 or something, but somehow I just ended up at 54 consecutive weekly singles. It's a little nuts, and believe me, the thing that helped me, and a year later I find out they present me with this big plaque. I go, yeah, that's a world record. One of the things that helps you get a world record is when you do something that nobody would even think to do. Like, why would I do that?
And when you don't, your intention was not a world record. You're like, I'm just going to do this as long as it feels good.
That is exactly right.
But
that other thing, for any other artist or singer-songwriter, you take time with a single. You write it, you produce it, you mix it, master it, then you talk it up for months, and then you finally release it perfectly. Then you go and talk to radio. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to talk to radio or tour. I wasn't going to be on a label or anything, so I put that one out, then the next one, and the next one, and it was true labor of love. It was really cool. As a kid, I would flip through the Guinness book all the time.
We all did.
Right? And you're always trying to think, I could jump rope.
Yes, you're like, how many bubbles of gum can I chew and blow until I'm in there?
No, I probably couldn't do that. So it's almost a real life lesson that it was just the thing that I wanted to do out of pure love.
Joy.
Made it happen, yeah.
It did. As I understand it, you come through Austin, but you're always working and busy.
Yeah, I've rarely had even an extra day here, but that's on me. I got to change that. I was just walking around a little bit down the streets today, and every time I have had a look, I've just been drawn in. And I know that vibe, that world famous Austin vibe, and everybody talks about it. Having said that, I feel like I'm sitting in the epicenter of that vibe.
You are the pulse of the vibe.
Right.
The vibe awaits you.
I just got to be smart enough to spread out a little bit.
Well, thank you for starting that journey with us here tonight.